Take heart, Red Sox fans, because your team isn't the only team in Major League Baseball with the worst record. Good morning. Welcome to Mike's Morning Musings. It's that middle of the weekday that we call Wednesday. It is April 15th. Happy Tax Day 2026. The Boston Red Sox, along with the Chicago White Sox, the Colorado Rockies, and the San Francisco Giants of Rafael Devers all have 6-11 records. The Red Sox did it again last night. They lost to the Twins in Minnesota, 6-0 the final score. And again, another game where the Red Sox were never competitive. The Twins got a run in the first off Sonny Gray, a run in the third, then three in the fourth, and it was all over. 6 hits, 2 for Roman Anthony, 2 for Jarren Duran. More on him in a second as the misery continues. So the Red Sox will try to salvage one game in this series this afternoon. 1:40 is the first pitch. Connolly Early, who's been really good for the Red Sox, the rookie lefty, will start this afternoon. The game will be on NESN. Alex Cora doing Alex Cora or saying Alex Cora kind of things after the game. Hey, if we win tomorrow, it's a 500 road trip. Man, the willingness to settle and the lack of having a sense of urgency. I don't necessarily want him to come out and rip his team, although maybe it's about time for that. So anyway, Jarren Duran had 2 hits last night, but he also did one of these to a fan who apparently mentioned something about Duran killing himself. Now, Duran has spoken a lot about his mental health challenges the last couple of years. This is the second time Duran has been in trouble. Remember, a couple of years ago, he used a derogatory term to describe a fan who apparently was doing the same kind of things. Look, now, the fans are assholes in a lot of cases. Some fans are assholes in a lot of cases. What you have to do as a player is not have rabbit ears and hear them. But as a friend of mine pointed out to me this morning, when you're going bad like the Red Sox are and you've lost 11 of your first 17, you're going to hear that guy in the stands say what he said. If you're 11-6 rather than 6-11, you probably just let it go right over your head. I don't know if anything is going to come of this with Duran. I don't think it's a really big deal. But Duran has got to learn to close his ears and move on from this stuff. So let's move on from the Red Sox to the Diana Russini, Mike Vrabel thing. Diana Russini resigned yesterday from The Athletic. And this story is interesting to me on a couple of levels. I mean, obviously, there's the lure of the lurid in this story, but what's interesting to me is the reaction of a lot of the mainstream sports media. I am a real big fan of PTI on ESPN with Tony Kornheiser and Michael Wilbon every weeknight from 5:30 until 6. Last night, I specifically tuned in while I was cooking dinner, and they didn't mention Diana Russini and Mike Vrabel at all. Now, obviously, this has been all over the place on social media. I know Kornheiser is not on social media. He's a very old man. Wilbon may be, I'm not sure. That doesn't really matter here. This story's been kicked around all over the place on social media. Everybody's got an opinion on it. But I don't know how you do PTI and not talk about this story. It's a significant story on several levels. We're talking about one of the best-known NFL insiders in Diana Russini, who works for the New York Times, for goodness sakes, the parent company of The Athletic. And you're talking about Mike Vrabel, the coach of the New England Patriots, as high a profile coaching position as there is in the NFL. So Russini resigned yesterday from her position, which means she's guilty. Whatever she and Mike Vrabel did, whatever you think they did, she admitted her guilt yesterday by resigning and basically not owning up to anything. So I don't know if this is the end of the story. I do know it's the end of Diana Russini, at least anytime soon, in working for anybody in sports media. She may have to do sort of like what Megyn Kelly has done in the political world and maybe go out on her own and slowly reestablish a career, because right now, whatever career she has had, and I have enjoyed Diana Russini, but if you go back and look at some of the clips that have resurfaced here the last week or so, some of the stuff that she has said puts thoughts in your head. That's what I'm going to say as far as that is concerned. All right, the Celtics waiting for their playoff opponent. It's either going to be Philadelphia or Orlando. They're going to play in that play-in game tonight. Whoever wins gets the Celtics. That will be on Sunday at the Garden. The Bruins finished up their season in grand style last night. 4-0 winners over the New Jersey Devils. They'll play the Buffalo Sabres in the first round of the playoffs. And James Hagens, their number one draft choice from a year ago, looked very, very comfortable. And his skating ability, his hustling, and of course the great hands that he has. But last night I noticed his skating ability and his hustle. He is all over the place and can be very disruptive as a forechecker. Of course, he is a scorer at the end of the day, but he has got to be in the lineup against the Buffalo Sabres. The Score Spring Sports Schedule, I finished it. It's done. I'm going to post it on our social media. You can find us on Facebook, The Score Sports Radio 1160, WSKW. We are less than a week away from our first broadcast, which is coming up on Tuesday at Skowhegan's brand new baseball field. That's Tuesday, the 21st, when the Skowhegan Riverhawks take on the Brunswick Dragons in high school baseball. John Coughlin will join me for the call for that game and many games this year here on The Score. Have a great sports day. See you tomorrow.